This is Universal Commercial Capital. They've been around for quite a while. They specialize in creating unique and individualized loans. It's a private money lender for people that actually need it. They concentrate on not just a normal process, but they're able to take in consideration what your needs and what your desires are. So those of you who really want to be able to access more funding and more capital, this is going to be the place that you want to be. So good afternoon, Milika.
Milica.
Milika, thank you. So pretty, Milika and Ivy.
Thank you.
Good afternoon,
Hi.
ladies. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's exciting because this is, again, the money part of it is where a lot of people, their ears perk out to. And again, we've discussed being able to get investors. We discussed being able to, do some other creative financing, but a lot of people can qualify for simply, going and getting the private money. So tell us a little bit about Universal Commercial Capital, and then you'll tell us more about how long you've been there and so forth.
Okay, well, Universal Commercial Capital has been in business for over 25 years now, and we specialize more likely on loans that are not approved by a traditional bank. So all your difficult loans, the ones that you have no W-2s, no tax returns, but you have a collateral that it's got equity and you're able to work with, those are the kind of loans that we specialize in.
So would these be loans on people that have property? Like some people have property, they want to pull some equity out of it or refinance it, or is it good for purchase money?
It's good for a purchase as well. It's just minimal paperwork. It's very minimum. We don't require all the things that a traditional bank requires. Like I said, we don't qualify you as the borrower. We qualify the collateral.
So what about people that may have some compromised credit issues? Would they be open to making an application for that in addition?
Yes, of course. All of our programs are not based on credit, on how high your FICO is, especially hard money, for example. We really don't care about credit. We don't care about bankruptcies. We don't care about foreclosures. We specialize on those. So if people are looking to save their home that they lived in for so many years and they can't pay because they're behind for a couple of months, those are the deals that we're helping. We're helping a lot of borrowers acquire.
Fantastic. Are you extremely busy now as a result of the last 6 to 8 months? What's been happening?
We never stopped. It's crazy it's very crazy to say this, but during the pandemic, we haven't stopped. And right now of course, it's getting busier. But we never stopped. The pandemic was never affected or never affected us as a lender.
Fantastic. So how long have you been with Universal?
Go ahead to start first. Sorry, Ivy, you go first.
Well, I've been with UCC for almost 6 years now, and I can tell you as a newbie coming in, and I'm still a newbie. I feel like a newbie because I really didn't know anything about real estate. I was coming from a insurance world, and so ever since I started, I got more involved, and started liking it. And now it's just like every day is something new for me, and I love it. And UCC, it has taught me a lot of things in regards to things that I really didn't know. Like I said, minimal paperwork. Who would have thought that I could save a home, somebody else's home, with such a minimum paperwork? So go ahead, Melita.
Well, I'm with UCC for 2 years, and I'm learning every day something new, and I'm very proud to work with such a successful team and people like Ivy, and we have a really, really great team, and I always represent us as a family because we're more than colleagues, and we are in touch every day. We talk every day. We're in communications with our clients, but also between us, and it's really amazing to work in real estate these days.
You must have learned a lot in the last couple of years as well. So what are some of the biggest benefits that you've seen out of this business?
Well, learning at the first place, because if you're coming from another business other than real estate, you can learn a lot. And when I started working in real estate, I always imagined that as a man's world, you know, like that is for guys, not for girls. And then I saw that there are very powerful women in real estate, and it's a huge opportunity for us to learn and to be successful in this business.
And then what about you, Ivy?
Well, I would say that the biggest benefit now is that I can do this webinar with you guys in my home, where I don't have to go to the office. I don't have to be face to face with my clients. I have been able to reach out to a lot of our brokers, because those are the people that we mainly work with, over the phone and over by emails. So it's anywhere from, anywhere in the world. I could be traveling right now. I could still be working. So I think that's the huge benefit in this business.
So how have they empowered you, as like a woman in real estate and women in business, especially in the financial real estate part of it? Because like you mentioned, that there's a lot of men that's involved in it. Now you're a woman and both of you are very young, beautiful women. How has this experience empowered you?
In my case, I would say, like Melita mentioned a minute ago, this was more like I was intimidated because it was a man's world. It was a man's type of business. So I really didn't never pay attention to it. And now I feel like, hey, this is something that I can definitely do. And I see a lot of women coming out and being in this business. I have met a lot of brokers, more women coming out as brokers. Yes, so I think that has empowered me a lot.
What about you?
Well, I just can say the same thing that Ivy said, because this showed me that we are where we want to be at the moment, and we can just grow. And it's not just about, I don't know, masculinity. This is something that we women can do also very, very good.
So why do you think that women should consider getting involved in the financial business, the lending business, the lending industry?
Well, because it can be really creative, every time you can face with something different, you can test your own limits, and you can always just looking for a solution in some different way, talk to people, grow your network of people, and just to show yourself that you can complete your goals, and you just can go harder and push it further than you were where you were at the start when you get into real estate business.
And then what about you, Ivy?
Well, I think they shouldn't stop considering it, because definitely it's something that we can definitely handle. It's we can network. We can, nowadays with technology, we can definitely be out there and reach everybody in the world. So this is not something hard to do, especially with real estate. Just get involved little by little. I got involved little by little in my case. Like I said, I came from insurance world, and it was totally different. But yes, I would recommend to definitely get it. Plus, the next benefit will be, the money. The money is different. You make your own money. Whatever you want to make, whatever you want to accomplish is what you make. So it's not a set amount every month for you. It's something that you want to accomplish. Like you make one amount the first month and you want to reach a higher amount the next month, and that's how it goes.
So what you're just saying is that you're not limited to a salary, that you've got, it's unlimited,
Exactly.
unlimited revenue streams. As much as you want to work, that you'll be able to generate. How important do you think that human touch that women have, is going to be important to being a financial advisor?
We are more detailed. We are more, I'm not putting man down. We are more detail oriented. We take a look at every detail. We have the touch over the phone or even in person to listen and know what exactly the borrower or the broker needs at that time. So yeah, I would say that's a really good touch from, women specifically.
The thing is that, it has a lot to do with, again, being able to balance our life, the quality of your life, the balance of the life work quality. Have you
Mhm.
found that to be important to you and your ladies in your career?
Melita?
Like, how is the quality at work? I mean, how are you able to balance it between your work and your other parts of your life? Being able to have the flexibility of your schedules, being able to make as much as you want to be able to make, and to be able to, be able to learn and touch people's lives in this industry.
Well, when it comes to real estate business, you can manage your own time, how when you are going to work and when you are going to have time for yourself. And it's for me, it's flexible because you can manage to work and to still have fun. For me, real estate is really funny, and I'm finding myself really good in business, and it doesn't jeopardize my private life, and we can manage everything. We're women. So we can do it. I'm sorry, guys, but we can do it.
Well, because I know that a lot of that there's some of the things that you wanted to share was this opportunity, for women professionals and entrepreneurs to be able to get into this industry. And that's why we're asking some of these questions. And we are going to have some other questions about the lending process itself. So feel free to put your questions in the chat. But I know that you wanted to be able to make sure that women knew that, women can make their presence known, and especially in this industry with the flexibility, with the human touch, with the unlimited revenue that's what to make that people can make. And you're going to share in the information about how they can contact you to be able to find out more as far as becoming a part of your team. Because again, are you actively recruiting and engaging and training other women to be able to work with the company?
Yes, we are. We're definitely always, in my area, for example, I'm in the sales part of the company, and we always need more people that are sales directed, um, where they have that special touch that we were just talking about. So yes, our doors are always open if we have girls right now watching us that are wanting to get into this business and want to send their resumes to us. Yes, of course. We have openings always. And not only that, but we also work with referrals. So in case you're a realtor or a broker or work for another lending company, but it doesn't specialize in specific loans like we do. Like, for example, UCC takes care of hard money, fix and flips, constructions, commercial loans, and they're all stated income. So you don't have to show proofs of income. So in case your lending company is is not so much flexible as we are, we're able to, bring those deals to us, and we're able to pay those referrals. And all the scenarios that you come in with, it can be definitely answered within 24 hours. So yes, we have opening always.
Well, it's really fascinating because today we're talking about real estate and all different aspects of real estate. And sometimes, again, being whether you're a wholesaler, whether you're a fix and flipper, whether you're going to do the marketing, there's also perhaps getting involved as far as being, a lender. I mean, because what you're providing is so critical to many people that have not being able to get involved in real estate because they feel that they can't qualify for the loan. We talked about their credit, they talked about their financials, they talked about the employment. So
Mhm.
having access to funds, to be able to do the different deals, whether it's the multi-residential or you mentioned a couple of them for even foreclosures and so forth, being able to have access to the funds to be able to actually implement their dreams and take all the things that they're going to learn today and actually make it real. It's important to have the resources. And we just talked about also having your credibility kit, having a lender that you have a relationship with, whether you're wanting to do this personally yourself or just having access to one, is huge because when that deal does come along, many times it's time sensitive. You don't have time now to go and start introducing yourself to lenders and trying to find out what their programs, what their loans are, what their criterion is. Now's the time to contact, these ladies, people at Universal, to let them know what you're up to, let them know what you're doing, let them know what you're aspiring to do, and to be able to really get some specific questions about, what's going to be required. So when you do get that deal, to be able to respond right away. So, thank you for even allowing and clarifying that. Now, some questions about the loan amount. Are there any maximum loan amounts? How does that work?
It depends on our programs. Like I said, we have different programs on how much is the max loan amount, but our minimum right now it's 100K. We're able to make exceptions if it's a fix and flip or any loan specifically. We can go down as low as 80K or maybe 90K, very close to 100K minimum.
And what's your maximum? Do you have one?
Well, for example, on our hard money, we're able to go up to 10 million. Our commercial bridge, we're able to go up to 17 million. Like I said, it really depends on each scenario, on each program. Different programs have different limits. Mm-hmm.
So we have a question from Tanya. She says, I have significant contacts with developers that are looking for funding for their projects. Is this a market of interest? And if so, I'd like to learn more about how the referral program works.
Oh, okay. Yes, it is. It is. We are working right now with construction. Unfortunately, our commercial construction side is put on hold. But we are working with a lot of residential, like 1 to 4 units or multifamilies, anything that has to do with residential and their ground up construction. Now they do have to be vertical ready. They have to have their plans and permits ready. And as far as referrals, yes, we do pay referrals. How do they work? Well, you can be still involved in the loan process if you want to, or you can just let me know that you are coming in with a loan or a scenario from a particular borrower, and we will note that in our system that you are the referral broker, and you can pay a percentage of the loan amount.
Fantastic. That's great. And somebody else asked about the let me find it, residential apartment loans. So you mentioned that you do apartment loans of 4 and above. Is that correct?
Yes.
From apartments. So I see they've been asking for your real estate, for your information. So I thank you for putting it up on the screen. You can see that they can connect with you there. What are some of and this year again has been a wonderful, a very interesting year for everybody. What are some of the things that you have found that you've seen more of that we should know as potential real estate investors? Either people that are investing or as people that desire to get involved in investing. And again, any questions you have, please put it in the chat.
I would have Melita answer that because she is actually our head of our one of our platforms that we have for fix and flip. So I know she has seen a lot of deals for fix and flip. Melita?
Yes, we have a platform that is Bigger Pockets platform, and you can find us there. You can find me as Melita Kristic, or you can find us as Universal Commercial Capital. A lot of people are interested in fix and flip, and that is really good because I think fix and flip has a great potential. And what I'm always advising people there is to contact us directly with the loan scenarios, because that is the best way to communicate and to understand each other and to see which terms can work for both sides. Because there is a lot of people who wants to do the first fix and flip and they don't even know what fix and flip means. I'm always open to explain them everything and to just give them some advice about the fix and flip. And I have advice now: just be open and be brave to start something new, because real estate business is really huge, huge field of opportunities.
Great, thank you. So now someone, Barbara Vera, asked if someone wants to build a home in Las Vegas, do they have a loan for that? So I guess that they need to acquire the land, and then to be able to build, have funds to be able to build a home. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes. Unfortunately, we're limited to certain states that we don't lend, which Nevada is one of those. We don't lend in Nevada, but yes, for constructions or developers, when they want to build a home, yes, the first thing that they would need to do is acquire the land and then, work on their plans and permits, and that's when we come in.
Okay, so they need to acquire the land first independently, and then you come in when they're actually ready to build a home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fantastic. And that I noticed that, so that was going to be my next question about what states you do lend in. So is there any other states that you don't lend in besides Nevada?
We don't lend in Nevada. We don't lend in South Dakota, North Dakota. Uh, just uh, um, just those particular states. We lend everywhere else. I think I'm missing maybe a few, maybe two, but I can't remember.
It's very few. It's very few states you don't lend in, so that's fantastic.
Hmm.
So I guess the first step then would be someone to come to you and find out where they're at, because the property doesn't need to be, well, one thing I think I want people to understand that the property does not need to be in the states that, where they live. Is that correct? They can, like
Yeah,
someone in California can invest and do something in Arizona, perhaps, and you'd be able to lend into that. They don't have, and then you're lending without those exceptions, you can lend at any transaction anywhere in the United States.
exactly. We lend nationwide, just those particular states that we don't. But yes, he doesn't necessarily need to be an investor in his state for us to be able to lend to him. Investors are all over the world and they live in another state, so that's not an issue as long as he has the experience as developer, or he has done projects similar to the one that he's trying to do now. That would be one of the requirements that we do have.
All right. And then what is the first process? Like, should someone come in and get pre-qualified with you? Is there a cost to that? Is there risk in that, so that they know that what they can able to have access to when the time comes? Or what would be the smart process? What do you encourage people to do?
Well, the beginning of our process is just basically sending us the small scenario, brief detailed scenario of what you're trying to do. We don't want you to give us too much paperwork at the beginning, because sometimes there are deals that don't qualify because of location, or because experience, or because of assets and not enough assets, or different things. So we do want to just a brief detailed scenario of what you're trying to do, and then we will request like minimum things to look at to see if you qualify, or if you're a good fit with UCC.
Because will you also be able to tell them like what they would qualify for, like how much? Like for example, somebody may qualify for 500,000, somebody may qualify for 5 million or not. So at least that way they know what parameters they can do. Should they do that? Can they do that before they find the property or the project, or should they do that afterwards?
No, I had a few people coming in before they acquire the property, but they already have like the numbers in their mind of how much are they trying to invest on a purchase and on a rehab. So we can work with those numbers, and I can provide you a soft quote. Yes, we're able to provide soft quotes of basic information. You don't necessarily have to bring all the paperwork at the beginning.
Okay. And then with that information, that way sometimes it also gives you advantage of being able to say, well, if you do this, you'll be able to either qualify for more, get a better interest rate. I mean, I guess that people can get prepared for their, transactions, as opposed to coming in rushed with the minimal of, 10 days or 15 days and stressing you and themselves out. Do you advise that to be able to just kind of get them prepared and
Oh yes, of course, of course. Like I said, if as long as they have the numbers and ready of how much they want to do, how much they want to invest in, we're able to work with those numbers, and we're able to work as well with the location. If you're already telling us, hey, I'm looking at this area, we're able to let you know if that area is a good fit or not. Maybe it's too rural, maybe it's got a high crime risk for us and we're not even going to look at it. Yes, little things like that, we're able to let you know before you go into purchasing a property in a specific area.
That's good to know. I mean, those are little details a lot of people don't even think about. How about the
Mhm.
interest rates? Are they too far from other loans? I know what the current interest rates are, and I know these are hard money loans. And then I know it will vary. What's the range on that?
It depends on the programs. Right now, our hard money has a rate starting at 8.99, and fix and flip to 8.99. Our commercial products, it depends on how long of a term you're looking for. If it's a 3-year, 30-year fixed program, I think each program varies. So if people are interested in a specific program that we have, which could be hard money, fix and flip, commercial, or construction, um, they can email Melita or myself to send them we have a term sheet on each product. So they can email us and we can provide that information to have handy.
And then also, I know that people look at the interest rates, and this is not, especially if it's a fix and flip or a short term, that's not that critical because your intention is to be able to get in and get out, so, you can't compare it with the other interest rates because those are more of the long term. You have some short term, and then I guess you have some pricing for the long term projects. Would that be correct? Would that be safe to say?
Yes, that is safe to say.
Because sometimes
um,
people hear that rate, it's like, oh, that's high. Well, no, because again, you're talking about qualifying for it with such little, information and in such different terms, and then it's usually for a short term.
Yeah, I would say our rates and the type of loans that we specialize is because people are trying to qualify very quickly with minimum paperwork and get out of it very quickly too. So they're not really interested in the rate. They're just interested in getting it done, purchasing their property, getting it, if it's a fix and flip, getting it fixed and then get out of it, refinance it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Another thing too, I tell people, if you're looking at an opportunity, you look at what your gain is from that opportunity, whether it's 10,000, 12,000, whatever. When you look at that and you look at the calculation of what that difference in the interest rate may cost you for 6 months or a year, whatever the maximum amount of time you think would be, then it's just a cost of doing business. It's usually, it's usually a no-brainer because it takes money to make money, as opposed to passing on a deal altogether and missing that big chunk, of funds of revenue or income or proceeds because you're concerned about something as small like as the interest rate. So again, I want to give people that mindset is that your focus is on this is the deal, how much can I make from this deal, how fast can I get in and get out, and then just factoring it in as far as your prices. Are there a lot of whether there are a lot of other fees on top of that, as far as points and so forth that people should be aware of so they just don't think of just the interest rates?
Us as a lender, we don't have that many fees involved. The only fees that we have is our origination fee, the processing fee, and the legal fee. And then we have title and escrow fees that is just basically third party. So it's not much involved.
Great, you don't
And
save
we
on.
don't have no upfront fees, by the way, on any of our programs unless it's a commercial bridge program.
Great, that's fantastic. So the appraisal fee, do you require appraisals for the properties?
For hard money, we sometimes don't. Um, we are very, very familiar with the California area, so sometimes we really don't need appraisals. And when we do, yes, the borrower pays for the appraisal, but in California, it's minimum. In other states, yes, we do require an appraisal.
Well, that's very minimal. You don't have a lot of junk fees. That's great. Where are you ladies based?
Mhm.
Where are you ladies based out of?
We're on Huntington Beach, California. That's where you guys can find us. Um, and but right now, because we're working from home, Melita and I are working from home, you can definitely find us by email or give us a call.
Thank you. Thank you. So any other questions? These are great. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, you have you bring some great questions. And again, if you're thinking of a project in your mind, this is the perfect time to be able to see what would be involved in it. So there's no, barriers to your entry. Okay. Going once,
May I
going.
just make a quick addition and let people know that Universal Commercial Capital has already funded some of our readers' deals, and we're really excited about that. And we want to encourage everyone who may be new to real estate fix and flipping. UCC can definitely fund you. They're going to be investing in your success, just the way Realty 411 invests in your success by educating you, connecting you with the people that can help you, and just, we're here to help you make your deals happen. And I just wanted to point that out.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. Ladies, any closing thoughts or ideas or words of wisdom you want to share with our community?
Well, I just want to say to everybody who wants to start real estate business or need any advice or a loan to be funded, just to contact us directly. You can go to our website, universalcommercialcapital.com. You can find our numbers there. You can see our email addresses on your screen. Or you can find us on the Bigger Pockets platform, social media. We are very open to discuss new loan scenarios, and we're there for your questions. Just don't be afraid to contact us. Direct contact is the best possible way.
Absolutely. Okay, well, Ivy, and thank you so much, Malika. Thank you so much for sharing your time, your expertise today. I thank you. I mean, I think it's just, again, there's so much involved in the loans and getting the money, and I'm glad that you're able to be able to break it down for some of the people that are listening so they can actually say, okay, yes, I can contact you, and yes, I can do this deal. So everybody should be figuring out what deal they're going to do now. Now there's no barriers, correct?
Yes.
Correct. That's good.
Thank you for having us.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much for having us, and I really, really love coming to see you guys.
You'll be hearing from a lot of the ladies and gentlemen on the line. I'm sure you'll be hearing from them. Great. Well,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Thank you.